Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's crack-a-lackin' fantasy champs? My name is Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me as always.
What's up? What's up?
I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you enjoyed our content last week. Went through a lot of different stuff. We got a lot of crap in store coming up over the next, I guess, week before we draft on Labor Day. So that's very soon.
That's
very soon.
Almost a week from today, isn't it?
Yeah. When this is posted,
holy cow!
Monday. Yeah, it's a week from today. Yeah, so which means that next week is NFL content. Like, we're not gonna do waiver wires. We'll do that.
Yeah.
But we'll be preparing for the first NFL game of the season. What's that? Ravens Chiefs. Woo! Football, baby. I hope the Chiefs lose again.
It kind of snuck up on us a little bit this year.
You think so? Because I've been
counting
the weeks down since.
Well, just because this is only our second mock draft.
That's true.
This time last year we were on mock draft number 7.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I can do more.
That's fair.
More. But anyway, so this episode, like Rick said, mock draft. We're gonna do a half PPR mock 12 team, like most people do. Anyway, well, actually, I would say everyone's doing PPR at this point. Half and
there's still some halfers out there. I don't know. Standard though is kind of dead.
Standard is dead in the water, my friends. And for whatever reason, on Fantasy Pros, I'm still peeved about this. Fantasy Pros list Standard first. Please don't do that in your stats. Please, I'm begging you, Fantasy Pros. It's not that hard to switch it to PPR. Really,
very weird.
But anyway, what are you gonna say?
I just want to say week 1 because you brought up Ravens Chiefs coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we're getting a Friday night game right after that. So week 1's going to be in a lot of football. I don't know if you knew that. So it's Ravens Chiefs on Thursday and then Packers Eagles on Friday night.
Why?
In Mexico.
Okay.
Because it's the NFL.
All right, NFL, you stupid.
Actually, is it Mexico? I think it might be.
Are you sure?
But it's Brazil. It's in Brazil, which is even.
Are you?
I don't know why.
Sure?
Yeah, look it up.
I'm looking now.
Packers Eagles Friday night, September 6th.
Bro, I want the Octo box on Sunday. What are we doing?
Well, hey, you're still gonna get plenty of Sunday football. Don't worry about that. I kind of like it, bro, because we get
get the Octo box. I'm sorry.
We get Thursday and we get Friday, and then Saturday if you like college football, go ahead. If not, you get a day off, and then you get your Sunday, week 1.
And then Monday, two Monday Night Football games: Rams, Lions, Jets, 49ers. Woo!
Rams, Lions is Sunday
I
night.
hope the 49ers pants the Jets and
everything. Because that's what it is. In the past, they would do 2 Monday Night Football games.
Yes.
They are only doing 1 Monday Night Football game and then 1 Friday night game.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, you're right. Jets, 49ers.
Did you say you hope the 49ers pants the Jets?
I do. I hope the 49ers pants the Jets and all the Jets players start fighting each other. That would be just the funniest thing ever. Garrett's yelling at Rodgers.
The 49ers are the 49ers.
Rodgers pops the other Achilles. No, I don't.
Okay, well, let's not.
I don't hope that.
Well, I have too many Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers shows and Breece Hall shows for you to be saying stuff like that.
How many darkness retreats do you think? How long would the darkness retreat be for Aaron Rodgers if he got hurt again?
Too long. Probably
Retired.
3 years.
At that point, I just I'm done.
Yeah, he'd be done.
I'm done. But anyway, we have a half PPR mock as you guys get prepared for probably the most draftiest draft weekend in the history of weekends coming up.
The draftiest of draft weekends.
Yes, the draftiest of draft weekends. So we'll get you prepped for that. But we're going to start it with a half PPR here on Monday. Before we do that, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just type our name in, follow us, you'll find us. If you're listening on any of the podcasting platforms, which would be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, please stop, leave a review. We really would appreciate it, and then share it with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notice, like, and comment down below. Now that Rick and I have spent, it's always the first show of the week. We always spend a little bit of time chatting about nonsense. But we are ready
Yeah.
For a mock draft. Details, half PPR. Avi. Trying to find the rest
Half
of it.
PPR?
Half PPR.
Okay.
I think I said it a few times now. Quarterback, running back twice, wide receiver twice, tight end, 2 flex spots, 6 bench spots. We'll cruise. Maybe we'll just do starters to speed it up. But I love the late rounds. I think that's where things happen.
Right.
So
Can win a lot of leagues there.
We'll see. But anyway, I'm in spot 8. Rick is in spot 7. 12 teams, like I said. I think we're good to go. All the information's there.
Yes,
Any
sir.
strategies that we're going with before I start the draft?
No, I do have an idea though.
Okay. All right.
But should I do something?
No, you can do whatever you want, bud.
Okay, I'm gonna just do it whatever I want. Thank you for the
Okay.
vote of confidence. I appreciate it.
Feel free. I'm gonna try something, but we'll see.
Okay.
All right. Let's get this started. Mock draft going. I'm turning the audio off. Oh, it was right in time, so we didn't hear all of those.
That was a good timing from you.
Yes. First off the board, Christian McCaffrey. Then we had Tyreek Hill at 2, CeeDee Lamb 3, Jamar Chase 4, Justin Jefferson 5. Big 4 wide receivers are gone. And then you have Bijan as the RB2 coming off the board. Rick, you are now on the clock at 107. What are you doing, bud?
7 and 8 are 2 spots. Might be my 2 favorite spots in the entire draft.
So that's what I need to
because I have 8 players that I really love in that first round.
Yeah.
I like A.J. Brown and Garrett Wilson as well, but that top 8, the first 6 guys that just went, and Amon-Ra and Breece Hall, I think are all kind of league winner type players. I think normally I'd go Amon-Ra. I'm going to let you have Amon-Ra, and I'm going to get my guy Breece.
Oh! Watch out. You like Breece?
Half PPR. I do love Breece Hall. He's my RB2. He might be RB3. Him and Bijan are like the exact same to me. They're kind of the same. I'll take either or, but it's going to be really hard for me to make a decision if I have to on draft night. I think I lean.
The Jets fan in you.
Don't say that. I think I would probably take Bijan, but it's very close.
Okay, so I'm conflicted. And what I'm going to do, I love you, AJ. But I'm going to go with Amon-Ra.
I think that's a smart pick.
Reasoning. He's got a good base floor.
Very good base floor.
He has a lot of really games, and he does have explosive games, but I think AJ Brown is more of like I love him, but he's more of like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And so like there'll be games where he's really great, and then there'll be games where he's okay. Where Amon-Ra will always give you that consistent base floor of really good, and then there will be weeks where he goes off. So I think I'll take Amon-Ra. It feels a little high in my brain, but did Puka Nacua just fall to me?
He did.
I mean, we're in a PPR league.
You said half.
Half PPR. Forgive me. I'm already drafting like I'm in PPR. After my pick, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson round out the first round. Jonathan Taylor, Marvin Harrison Jr., Travis Etienne, and Drake London started the second round. I was going to say, I was actually planning on taking Drake London at 2.5.
Yeah, you were just telling me earlier this week, you DM'd me and said, I like Drake London.
Yeah, I'm virtually in love, but Puka Nacua fell to me.
Sniped. He did fall to you. So, and that might actually happen in your real drafts because of his training camp injury.
Dang, bro.
But all reports are saying, and Sean McVay, although you can't really trust him, but all reports are saying that he is going to be more than fine by week 1, and he's probably going to start practicing this week.
So I'm gonna go out here and take I'm gonna take Puka.
I can take your guy Kyron.
No, I'm gonna take Puka Nacua. That buries you a little bit. You gotta figure out the receiver position.
It does.
But
this is half PPR though.
It is half PPR, so I got 2 receivers that catch a lot of passes.
Yeah.
In PPR, I'd be dreaming. I'd be floating on high. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's a great start. I love your start.
Amon-Ra and Puka. Go ahead, Rick.
For me, I think Olave is would be the safest bet here.
Sure.
The smartest bet.
Mm-hmm.
Get my receiver. Still very good. But I'm not going to do that. I'm trying something. I think the sleeper ADP really favors receivers later on. I'm going to take a running back here. I would have taken Puka, so you did snipe me. And the brain says Kyron, but the heart says Devin Achane at 2.6. I'm in this to win it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Devin Achane pick is it depends on like I like to do this in the first 2 rounds where you get like you like to have I didn't do it here, clearly, but you draft in the first round a guy that you know is gonna get you production, and then you draft the ceiling play in the second round. I try to do some form of that in the first 2 to 3 rounds in every draft, just so that like you get a breakout player and you're not just straddling yourself with a bunch of players that have been good in the past. Obviously, Achane had a good season last year, but Rick and I were talking about we want to do a show. Maybe it'll happen this week, but players that are risky, picks that are really risky that you should make in drafts, and I'd say Achane might be on that list just because he is 100% be on that list. Probably he's extremely risky. But is a good pick. But anyway, tell us what happened after your pick, Rick.
Kevin went right after that, who was also in my debate, and Chris Olave right after that. So the 3 guys I wanted went back to back to back. Then we had Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Josh Allen in the second round, Travis Kelce. Interesting start there from the 101. Josh Jacobs 3-2, Mike Evans 3-3, Isaiah Pacheco 3-4, Jalen Hurts 3-5, Brandon Ayuk 3-6. I can very easily see the 101 team being a real team. McCaffrey, Josh Allen, Kelce, and the dude just rips his pants off. 3 league winners
absolutely.
Potentially.
And I know the guy in our league that would do
that. See, and I like it because now, to me, all the best players available here are receivers. Laporte is obviously really good, but I'm not taking a tight end this early. I like Mahomes a lot, but I don't think I'm in a position to take a quarterback. To me, I really like Nico Collins. I really like Jalen Waddle. Those would be my top 2 options here, but I'm going to take Nico, who I have slightly higher than Jalen Waddle in my rankings.
Okay. Nico. Ooh.
You might just get hit with Rico.
Oh, boy. Lots of things going on right now in my brain. No running backs left.
No. That's why I took two, because I think the sleeper ADP is like, the running backs go higher in this than I've seen in at least underdog, because I've been doing a lot of best ball.
Yeah.
And in best ball, like the running backs, you can get Travis Etienne in the 4th round. Like the running backs just fall. Derrick Henry and Kyron and Pacheco are like late second, early third
the
guys.
ADP on sleeper, man, is so many people drafting on it that it's actually valuable. We should
but it pushes the receivers down the board
just to like have fun.
Because Nico's like a 2nd round pick in underdog.
Do they on ESPN? Do they do mock drafts with like real people?
I haven't done one on ESPN.
Oh, okay, we should do one.
Not 100% sure.
that would be the easiest mock draft in the history of ever. But anyway, what happened here? I have to make a pick.
You do.
So my thought is like running back. Obviously, there are some receivers here that are really good in this particular round. I like Jalen Waddle. I love DJ Moore. DJ Moore is such a value. In the 3rd round.
He's sniping me on him.
Might do it anyway. But DJ Moore is a guy here. Cooper Kupp a little bit on the older side, so I don't know if I'll probably walk away from him in a lot of drafts just because. Like, he could be really good, but...
Not a risk you're willing to take.
Yeah, not a risk I'm willing to take. He's got age concerns and injury concerns. So there's some wide receivers here that you can take. Running backs, Rashad White, gross, but, like, gives you a good base floor at running back.
Mm-hmm.
James Cook kind of scares me a little bit. They drafted this kid, Ray Davis, in the 3rd round.
I think he was a 5th round pick.
Is he a 5th round?
Was he a 3rd round pick?
I don't know. I gotta look it up.
He was.
Let me know. Actually,
I'm looking up the right thing.
It's probably actually in here already.
He was a 5th, but he has had a very good camp regardless.
Okay.
I mean, obviously,
he's clearly their number 2. And James.
He was
Cook,
a 4th round pick. He was in between.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're watching on YouTube and you got the stats in front of you, he was kind of mid last year.
James Cook?
Yeah. I was just looking at his numbers and I was like, what did
But
people?
he did kind of.
What did people
Play,
kind of love about this guy? Because he was, like I said, he was okay. Like he had some really
Yeah.
good games, but like opportunity was inconsistent, and the numbers were kind of inconsistent as well. So like never really had a big game, but he
I think
did
the
on the season
argument
finish as RB11.
is
So
the touchdown. Is it regression? I guess because he only had 2 rushing touchdowns last year, so a lot of people think that number will go up.
a positive regression. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but I do think that they don't want to give him full workload, the full workhorse workload, because
I definitely get it. There's some concerns there.
But Ray Davis could be a guy that comes in and takes some work from him. Not that he's a guy you should be going after. Just forget about the name. There is a guy behind him that they drafted to, I think, take some rushing work so that James Cook doesn't have that. But he's still a very good pick. Like, I don't think he's a bad pick. And then another guy I like in this round, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
And you could also
especially in half PPR.
You could get away with Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
You could get away with him, but he's on the older side, so anything can happen. I'm gonna stick with. We are in a half PPR league, so catches are important. I'm gonna go with James Cook here, and hope for the best.
I wasn't expecting you for that one. Don't you have Rashid White higher in your rankings?
I love Rashad White. I'm getting a lot of reports that the Bucs are gonna blow.
It's possible.
So, anyway, after my pick, Patty Mahomes, DJ Moore, Sam Laporta, Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, Rashad White, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith all come off the board. So, some of the wide receivers that I was thinking about taking with this next pick kind of went. So, I might go back to the running back and I think I will with Kenneth Walker. So, I was thinking about drafting Kenneth Walker at 3.8. I waited, and I got him at 4.5 anyway. Thank you, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I wish one of those receivers fell to me. I like Metcalf, and I don't like Metcalf. I have like a mixed feelings about him. I think Pittman's pretty good too. And then Neighbors. I do really like Neighbors. Daniel Jones scares me, but in the first preseason game that they played together, because Daniel Jones didn't play in the first one, so preseason week 2, Neighbors with Daniel Jones in the first team, they played like a half together. Yes. And Neighbors had like a 36% target share. So that does intrigue me.
Yes.
But I think I'll go safe here. And I'll take Michael Pittman. Very intrigued by Malik Neighbors there now. And even Metcalf. I think that's kind of where the run. I mean, there's actually still good receivers coming up. But after I took Pittman, we had Metcalf, Neighbors, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Zay Flowers, Trey McBride, Amari Cooper, C.J. Stroud, Dalton Kincaid, David Montgomery. I was hoping Zay Flowers was going to come to me. I really was, but he didn't. Some good. See, and this is why I don't actually mind going running back early, because I still like the receivers here in the 4th and the 5th round. We have guys like Tank Dell, T. Higgins, even George Pickens, not terrible. Anthony Richardson is available. I want to go quarterback. And to stack him with Michael Pittman is very intriguing. But I think I'm going to go receiver here and get T. Higgins.
Well, you went with a lot of receivers.
I did. I went running back, round 2. Round 1, round 2.
I think sleeper for tight end 1, by the way.
Yeah.
Dalton Kincaid.
Okay. I don't disagree with that.
And I hate that he went. Would you have taken him at 5.7?
No.
Okay, all right. So that would have been there for me if he didn't go at 5.5 or 5.6. But now my soul's crushed.
Unless I have Josh Allen, then I want to stack it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with my pick here. I think I'm going to go with. You could go in any plethora of directions at this point. Quarterback, tight end, or your 2 flex spots. I have actually. I don't love the situation in Houston. I'm not going to lie. Like with the receivers, there's too many guys there. But like, I can't not love Tank Dell. There's just. There's a love
He's
for Tank
so
Dell
explosive.
He's so explosive. There's so much fun going on with him. But like, I just don't know how much. Like, Diggs last year kind of fell off at the end of the season, but I don't think it was efficiency related. I think it was just target share related. So
the
maybe
problem with the Houston receiver room is like all three guys aren't going to be good. You have to pick which ones are going to.
Which ones you?
And I think Nico is a lock. I think it's between Diggs and Dell that one of them is going to be a bust.
Yeah.
So it is hard to like be in on all three guys.
So because I really don't love anyone here.
Okay.
I'm going to take Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
I'm going to take a quarterback.
I thought about taking him. Just pair him with Pittman.
The only reason why I say it is because like I wanted to wait for Swift on 6-5, but it looks like it just got sniped. But like there wasn't anybody that I was in love with in that round.
Yeah.
So anyway, George Kittle, Ramondre Stevenson, James Conner, Tank Dell, Kyle Pitts, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, and George Pickens get drafted, and then it's my pick again. Is there a reason why the projections are so low for Terry McLaurin? Can somebody explain that to me?
It just might not expect Jane Daniels to have a good passing season, but
yeah,
I did tweet the other day. Don't let me get all in on McLaurin again.
Yeah, you would do that. You would do that if he got traded to the 49ers in that deal. That would be crazy.
And I did see some stuff that Cliff Kingsbury is using him a lot like Hopkins in Arizona. So,
yeah, I think I like Terry McLaurin here. I don't understand the ranking, so I'm going to take him.
I think he's a smash in the 6th round, an absolute smash.
I know you would think
that made my decision easier because I was going to draft McLaurin, even though I didn't really want to take another receiver here.
Don't do it. Oh, you're good. You're good. You're going to do it anyway. You're good.
I actually have Kyler ranked ahead of Joe Burrow, but because I have T. Higgins, I got to do it.
Joey, we went with the stack.
Yeah, got to get the stack. After Burrow and McLaurin, I went Najee Harris at 6'7", Christian Kirk, Keenan Allen, Zamir White, Gene Reed, Raheem Mostert, Rome Odunze, Kyler Murray, Jordan Addison, Xavier Worthy, Nick Chubb, Evan Ingram. How do we feel about Zamir White and Raheem Mostert being 6th round picks? Because I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, Zamir White maybe, but like Raheem Mostert, what do you want to draft a corpse?
This continues my theory that I'm developing, and I really don't want to do it again because last year I took running back first 3 rounds, and I regretted it. But dude, like, to me, the receivers in this range are still so much better than the running backs. I actually do like Tony Pollard at this spot in the draft. I don't mind him at all. But like Chris Godwin, Calvin Ridley, Rashee Rice, those are all 3 guys that could be wide receiver 2s that you can get in the 7th round. I'm going to take Rashee Rice. I don't think he'll be in the 7th round.
3 guys. Fine,
He's the best of the 3.
I'm going to take Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I'm so mad right now. I hope Pollard falls to me.
Do it. I'm telling you right now. If you're
do it. Tony Pollard.
Good pick.
So I took Calvin Ridley. I took Javonte Williams, I didn't take these guys. Javonte Williams, Brock Bowers, Dak Prescott, Zach Moss, Jordan Love, Chris Godwin, Brock Purdy, Jonathan Brooks, and then I took Tony Pollard. So I don't like how many Titans I have, but one of them ain't starting, baby.
Yeah, that's gross because I would have totally taken Pollard. But quickly on Rice though, like
I took.
If you're drafting right now,
fast.
he's such a smash at the spot. But I think by the time we draft, if you're drafting like Labor Day weekend, he'll probably be like my guess will be like somewhere in that late 5th round. I think he's going to start flying upwards. I like Ladd, but I just don't think I can take 5 receivers in a row.
Well, you took Burrow, so it broke it up.
That's true. I do need a tight end, and I don't mind David Njoku, so I'll take him. So after Njoku, we had Caleb Williams, 8-7. Jalen Warren, 8-8.
How you feel about
Hollywood,
Caleb Williams in
8-9.
fantasy, by the way, real quick?
I don't dislike him.
Ceiling.
I don't know
Year
about
one
8th
ceiling.
round, but I don't mind him.
Year one ceiling.
He's got a lot of weapons, and I think he could have a good rookie year. And he did rush a little bit in the preseason, which he has to be able to rush for him to be worth it year one in fantasy. I don't mind it. I don't think I would take him the 8th round, but I don't mind it.
I'm just gonna play it.
Yeah. So we had anyway, Hollywood, Devin Singletary, Eckler. Ladd ends up going 8-12, followed by D-Hop. Keon Coleman, 9th round. How do you feel about that one? Trey Benson, 9-3, Jake Ferguson, Tyler Spears, Brian Robinson. Dude, each round I just want to go receiver. Every single round. On the board right now, we got Deontay Johnson, who I think is a great pick in the 9th round. Christian Watson I don't even like that much, but in the 9th round is worth a flyer. JSN, potential breakout receiver here in the 9th round. I'll take that all day. Brian Thomas, I think is sneaky here. A guy who could end up, by the end of the year, be the Jaguars wide receiver 1. I like all 3 guys. I'm going to take Deontay, though. I think he's probably
Thanks for doing
the top
that,
choice here.
I'm noticing a trend with my team that I don't like.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Lions are good. Rams are mid.
You want to get some players on some...
Buffalo is good. Well, we don't know. I feel like I'm drafting all these players on trash teams. Maybe it was just the last 2 Tennessee picks. Didn't anticipate Pollard falling. That's my big problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to take Deontay Johnson, so thank you for taking that bad team off my team.
You could stack it up with Seahawks and go JSN.
I could do that.
Or go Christian Watson. Or Brian Thomas. Or Gus Edwards.
The Gus bus?
Zeke.
No. Oh, my God. Don't make me go back to daddy.
Run it back with Zeke.
Don't make me go back to daddy. Okay. I think I'm going to reach slightly. Maybe it's not that much of a reach, but I gotta need a tight end, so I'm going to take Dallas Goedert.
I actually like that pick.
I don't know why he's so low, considering
I think he's pretty good.
he's still alive.
That spot.
So, Christian Watson, Zeke, Tua Tagovailoa, Brian Thomas, Jaden Daniels, Gus Edwards, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Jamison Williams. I love Jaden Daniels in the 10th round, if that happens to you.
Yeah.
That's a nice pick. I'd take him over Tua, to be honest with you.
I probably would too.
So,
you take him over Caleb?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
Everyone's going to be hyped up on Caleb.
Do you know where I had Jaden Daniels in my projections?
Where?
I haven't done the 49ers yet, so he could get bumped down, but he's QB9. It's that rushing, man. He's got the rushing.
Yeah, I think have you heard the stuff about Caleb?
The
3 and outs every drive.
I didn't hear anything about that.
There's been
I know he had a couple 3 and outs in the preseason game.
That's what I was saying. There is in his preseason game so far, he's had like 1 or 2 drives where he drives it down the field and they like score, and then he does a highlight reel play.
Yeah.
But like apparently he is regularly going 3 and out.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like, that's probably what it's going to be most of his rookie year.
Yeah. He'll
make highlight plays. He'll have some good plays, but it's not going to be an elite offense right out the gate.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, there's some guys here for me.
Jason almost fell to you.
Who? Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have taken him in the 10th round as a smash pick. I'm gonna do some gross work here.
Okay.
Some gross work, and we're gonna take Chase Brown.
Oh, you sniped me.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna do some gross work and take Chase Brown.
I'm gonna get even grosser than you, though. You really hate this pick, but I like Jerome Ford. 10th round.
That's disgusting, friend.
I need a running back. Nick Chubb is probably going to start the year on the PUP. I don't know why he's going in the 7th round. He hasn't practiced yet.
Damn it.
So I'll take Jerome Ford as an RB3 to start the year.
There you go.
After that, Romeo Dobbs, Dalton Schultz, Jared Goff, Blake Corman, Colton Sutton, Tyler Lockett, T.J. Hawkinson, Pat
Bro,
Freiermuth, Curtis Samuel.
I'm not going to lie. Can we pause?
Yeah.
What the hell is Justin Herbert doing in the 11th round?
Trevor Lawrence too, 11th round. But yeah, Justin Herbert.
Like that feels like not
I know.
not just
yeah.
Like I understand why. It's just more or less like Justin Herbert in the 11th round. Like I
Kinda
feel like
insane.
that's a really good.
It's because for one, last year he wasn't great, but two, John Harbaugh's system. A lot of people expect them to be a run-first team. To me, even if they run the ball double, maybe not double because that would be insane, but they run the ball a lot more than they did last year. Does that take a hit for Herbert? Maybe his ceiling, yes, but he very well might be more efficient. And by the way, last year, in his worst year of his NFL career, he still had 20 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. And he was QB 17 in 13 games played.
Wow.
So on a points per game basis, he was still like top 13, and he's getting drafted as QB 17. I don't really get it.
Yeah.
And I'm tempted to draft him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I already have a quarterback. You already got a quarterback, so there's no real reason for us to draft them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just kind of hogging quarterbacks in your roster, which, by the way, remember, we hated that last year. Don't do it. Quarterback hog.
I think my team probably needs another running back before I take a backup quarterback, but it is really hard not to take Herbert here.
Yeah. No, he's
like really hard.
The reason why I stopped it is it makes me think like obviously I like Richardson, obviously you like Joe Burrow, and there's other guys that like Jaden Daniels in the 10th round.
I think Kyler too. I mean, in the
Kyler's
7th.
not bad, but like, is there a situation where we could actually feasibly just wait until the 10th or 11th round to take Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert?
I think that is on the table.
And like,
sure.
Because the last couple of years I felt like there's been a shift, and I haven't been able to take a quarterback, but.
I think if you want it, like, to me, the way I view it is like, if you're going to take somebody early, you take one of those top guys, but then, you know, if Burrow or Richardson or Kyler, one of those guys falls to you, take him. Otherwise, just wait.
Interesting. Anyway, continue.
So I
rapid fire last 4 rounds.
Very tempted to take Herbert. I'm going to take Rico. I think he could be the RB1 there in Dallas. And I just need running back depth.
Yeah, so at this point in the draft, I always talk about this, but there's a premium on making sure you take youth. Don't take the old men. And finding guys that
like the Ford pick
that have high ceilings. Would you say?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, Ford's Ford. I took Chase Brown, so like this, we both had a gross 10th round. But I just mean like, you know, take those guys. So
yeah.
One of the guys, I really like Khalil Shakir. Just because the Bills don't have any other receivers. But I think his success is dependent on how much Curtis Samuel has left in the tank, to be completely honest with you. So if Curtis Samuel stays healthy, then I think he can.
Or, I mean, if Keon Coleman's a bust.
That's very true.
Keon might get 100+ targets.
But he's also a veteran. He's been on the team. So, like, if they're using Keon as the third guy, Shakir could get a whole ton of opportunities. But, so I think as a depth play, I'd take him. There's another guy that I like too that's in here that's like a deeper play. But anyway, let's start with Shakir. So I'll take Shakir in the 11th. Kmet, which is also a great pick, by the way. Kmet in the 11th. I am concerned about Kmet's like ability to produce, especially with all of the weapons that the Bears have. But he was a tight end, I think 7 or 8 last year. So he does have an interesting situation, especially with an improved quarterback in Caleb Woods. Chuba Hubbard, Zach Charbonnet, J.K. Dobbins, Jacoby Myers, Josh Palmer, Justin Herbert, and then Jalen Wright all came off the board. Mike Williams, not a bad play. Don't love it, though. Jerry Jeudy. I used to love Jerry Jeudy, man. What happened to him?
Did you see his training camp highlight of him running a route on like in a joint practice, and he like made the guy fall down?
That's what he does. And then he doesn't catch it.
Yep.
I'm going to take Leggett. Xavier Leggett.
Yeah, that would have been my pick as well. That's a good pick. I I kind of like Mike Williams, but like it is kind of gross.
It's not a
I
bad
think like
selection because I think he's a far
he's
better second receiver than who the hell
he
they
is
had
their
last year.
wide receiver. When he's healthy, he will be their wide receiver too.
Yeah.
But he's coming off a torn ACL. He's 29 years old. I don't know. It's tough. Judy, I just can't bring myself to. I'd have to. All the training camp hype videos in the world. I don't know. It's just impossible. I think I'll take Mike Williams.
Okay.
I was thinking of maybe going off the board a little bit, but we'll
Sorry
see.
for
Anyway,
this. We are
after
at
Mike
30.
Williams,
We are at 34 minutes in this show, but it's not that long typically considering how we used to be. But I was gonna say, sorry for the longer podcast episode here.
we did rant a little bit in the beginning, but
Yep.
after Mike Williams, Ty Chandler, Kirk Cousins, Jerry Jeudy, Aaron Rodgers, Brandon Cooks, Algier, Marshawn Lloyd, Antonio Gibson, Taysom Hill, there in the 13th round, Keandre Miller, Jalen Polk. I almost took him instead of Mike Williams there in the 12th round. Gabe Davis. I think I have a lot of receivers. I have 7, I believe. I have 6. I think I could use some more running back depth, and I actually like McLaughlin here as a pass catching option in Sean Payton's offense.
Mm-hmm.
He's splitting the first team reps with Javonte, so in the 13th round, I'll take that.
Not bad. I'm gonna take this just because I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't mind Josh Downs here either. By the way, he had some good performances last year, but I'm gonna stick on the rookie wide receiver train, and I'm gonna take Ricky Parasol. I don't know what's happening in San Francisco, and that pick, if the 49ers retain both Deebo Samuel by the time the start of the season happens, both Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, then I think Parasol kind of loses his value a little bit because there's just not much opportunity for him. But one of those guys ends up getting traded or leaves. And I think there's a scenario, you heard it here first, fellas, that Brandon Ayuk re-signs and they trade away Deebo Samuel. I think that could be a thing. But if one of them ends up leaving, then Parasol could take on a larger role with San Francisco, in which case I'll take the risk on that. Otherwise, here I probably would go with, like I said, Josh Downs. I don't love Jahan Dotson because he's a third wide receiver. Luke McCaffrey could be a guy considering Washington doesn't have a number 2. Michael Wilson's a guy that I don't mind here as well. And then Pop Douglas is a guy that I like. So, in fact, I'm going to take Pop Douglas. He's still on the board. But, but yeah, so it's like Parasol could be a guy that I draft late in drafts if they end up moving on. But if they don't, if they end up moving on, I won't draft him. If they end up keeping both guys, then I'm going to stay away. So anyway, there's rant over.
Yeah, Pearsall, I do like that pick. I think it's a pure dart throw though, because it's like 50-50. He has been injured for most of camp, and I guess he's still injured, and there's some beat writers that are getting really concerned about that. I would proceed with caution with Ricky Pearsall. But it isn't one of those things where if it works, you might have won the draft by taking him there.
Yeah.
So it's worth the risk there for sure in the 13th round. Here on the board, I could go different ways. I could get a backup quarterback or tight end. No one really stands out to me for that. I do like Michael Wilson as well here in this spot. But I'm actually going to go with, I think, Atlanta's wide receiver 2 in a good offense, and that's Darnell Mooney, who was once an up-and-coming fantasy stud, and then he was stuck with Justin Fields in that Bears offense. Now that he's out of that, I'm interested to see if he can finally have like a big season.
Fair enough. All right, we do have to wrap up the show, but quickly, the starters that I have drafted here: Anthony Richardson, James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Amon-Ra, Puka Nacua, tight end Dallas Goedert, 2 flex spots: Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley, and then I got Tony Pollard, Chase Brown on my bench with Khalil Shakir, Xavier Legette, Ricky Parasol, and Demario Douglas as my 4 other bench wide receivers.
My team at quarterback, we got Joe Burrow and Breece Hall, Devin Achane at running back, Receivers, we got Nico Collins, Michael Pittman, David Njoku at tight end. My flex spots, we got Rashee Rice and T. Higgins. On the bench, Deontay Johnson, Jerome Ford, Rico Dwaddle, Mike Williams, Jaleel McLaughlin, and Darnell Mooney.
All right, there you go. There you go, guys. There's a mock draft. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I took a little bit of approach, took 2 wide receivers first. I was going to go 0 running back, but I held myself back. I couldn't not. I got to take running backs. It's a better strat.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for listening to the show. We do have more content coming up later this week. Be sure to check that out. We'll see you later, guys.
See you.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.